Hello everybody, this is Leonard with Qwik Tyme Performance. We've been getting a lot of requests to go over the downpipes we have available for the 1.6 turbo Kia and Hyundai platforms. So I'm going to go and do that with you today. I have a 2.5 and a 3-inch catless downpipe here today to go over to show you the details of each one. So let's go ahead and get this going. Alright, so here are both downpipes I have laid out here on the floor. Just a quick scan front to back. The closer one is for the 2.5-inch catback cars, and the one in the rear is for a 3-inch catback car. Starting out here at the front of the downpipes, of course we have the flange for the bolts to the turbo. This is a full 304 stainless downpipe, flange included. 3-inch at the turbo, so we have a 3-inch mandrel bend here, smooth bend, 16 gauge, so it's a 2.875 ID. We do this to match well to our stuffed turbos that we make that are port matched to the downpipe for the best flow possible. Also, we don't do a small 2.5-inch like some do, or dent in the downpipe at the bolt locations. We don't do any of that to restrict flow from the turbo itself. Just because we want the best spool up and the best power possible from the turbo. So 2.875 ID. The OEM turbos on these cars have a discharge ID where this bolt's on of about 2.65. So this is larger. But the downpipes you may see on the market that are 2.5-inch here in this mandrel bend, you have to remember they're going to be around 2.3 to 2.4 ID, so that's a lot smaller than even the stock turbo. So we're trying to vent as much of that exhaust gas as we can out of that turbo for both flow and turbo spool up. We have just a standard O2 sensor bung here for the first O2. We have a heavy duty flex section. Again, this is all full 3-inch at this point. Heavy duty flex section, 304 stainless, external braid, and it has an internal heavy duty liner. Nothing cheap about this flex, and it's made for maximal flow and maximal durability. Including a rear O2 fooler here, since it is catless, to keep from throwing that PO 420 code. Also have inserts for the fooler here, so you have a large one, a middle size, and a small, which goes into this part of the O2 fooler before it's screwed into the downpipe. And these are interchangeable. That way, if you have one in and you throw a code, you can just easily swap it out, so you won't throw that code. So we're still full 3-inch here to this point. So this is a heavy-duty V-band that I'm using because I've made these downpipes to be modular. So modular as in it'll work on OEM turbo, stuffed turbo, 2.5-inch exhaust, 3-inch exhaust. So I make a rear section, lower section of the downpipe here that's swappable. As you can see, both of these will be interchangeable if you were going from a 2.5-inch to a 3-inch downpipe. A lot of our customers will start out with this downpipe for the stock exhaust or an aftermarket 2.5-inch exhaust to get more power and flow and sound. Later down the road, they want the full benefits of a 3-inch exhaust. So we implement a custom flange here on the 2.5 that you can still bolt the 3-inch to, and it works. And then when you want to go to a full 3-inch flow and power, you just simply buy a lower section here and swap it out for that lower section, and you get a full 3-inch setup. Now also, the flanges are machined 3/8 thick, 304 stainless, same here, same thickness, same material. Also, our angle here goes from 3-inch to 2.5 on a 7-degree, and it's made to where when this is bolted up to a stock exhaust, that the exhaust flow is not restricted as much due to that stock exhaust, because of the angle we're using here. The stock exhaust is between 2.2 and 2.3 inches ID. So due to this angle, when those exhaust gases are flowing through there, it actually shoots them more into the stock exhaust rather than hitting the flange on the stock exhaust to restrict flow some. So that's kind of something we paid attention to. Some of the other downpipes, like your straight 2.5-inch all the way through, they're going to be 2.4 inches or so ID. So they're going to hit that flange on a stock exhaust or an aftermarket 2.5. Some may neck down up higher to 2.5 and still come in straight to this flange, and you get the same deal. So it restricts power just ever so slightly. So we avoided that with this simple little design here. Now we also have a 304 stainless bar that's bent for your exhaust hanger too. So let's see. So a lot of people complain on the price. Well, the price is what it is. We're not making much profit on these. Just trying to provide the best product for the community. Yeah, we could make it cheaper if it were not a modular design, if we use cheaper materials. However, we want it to last and we want it to perform, so it is what it is. And of course the 3-inch, same design as the 2.5 all the way down to the V-band point, and then after that, like I said earlier, it's just this lower section is a full 3-inch instead of a taper. That way when you have a 3-inch exhaust, it is a true full 3-inch, and you get no restriction there. So anything else y'all want to know, just message me and I'll do my best to answer any questions on these Qwik Tyme Performance downpipes for the 1.6 turbo Hyundai and Kia platforms. And also want to end this by saying thank you guys for your support. Couldn't do it without y'all.